It's not that I'm skeptical, but I'm going to give these dealers a call just to see if this $99 a month lease is actually a valid lease. I have a feeling that there's some catch to it. When I click around on these websites, I can't find the information for this lease. And when you actually go to the dealer websites for Hyundai, you can't pull up this $99 a month lease. So let's give them a call. Hey, Scott, how's it going? I was just calling because I saw a deal on Hyundai's website. It was a $99 a month lease for an IONIQ 5 SEL. Is that something that's valid with, I didn't find it on your website.
Yeah, it's $99 a month. It's a 24-month lease. I'd have to double check the miles. It's probably 10,000 miles per year, but 2,950 is the due at signing plus your first payment.
Okay. And any other catches with that? Is it kind of based on, is it based on MSRP of 52,000 or?
It's that plus tax. You're getting like approximately, let's see how. I had an example. He's on one $15,700 in rebates and discounts.
Okay.
Total.
So the 10,000 includes the federal rebate, and then the 5,350 is the Colorado rebate.
Yep. There's some other Hyundai rebate or it might be a discount from us.
And do you have a lot of stock on those, or is it something that you allow a test drive on a new vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. So actually sounds valid. Everything he said aligned with this ad. So I actually think this is probably a pretty good deal for an EV. I'm not really in the market for an EV, but I might actually go look at it and test drive it just to see what it's all about. I'm going to give my insurance company a call. I want to see what the IONIQ 5 costs versus something like a Toyota Camry that's a non-hybrid. I just want to see what the difference is. I know EVs usually cost a little bit more to insure, and I just want to see the difference. 2024 Camry, 2024 IONIQ. I know they're not the same car. That's not my goal here. I'm looking more at transportation, cheap transportation, where electric vehicles are cheap transportation, as are Toyota Camrys. I could look at other cars, hatchbacks, whatever, but this is the comparison I chose to do, just to give you an idea. It looks like the IONIQ 5 6-month premium for me. Now, keep in mind, I have 3 children on my policy. I also have 5 cars already, I believe. So for me, it might be a little bit more expensive. I don't have any accidents. I have excellent credit, and I have a Mika. Generally, our insurance is cheaper than most people I talk to. The IONIQ 5, 6 months, 12,000 miles, 6-month premium is $927 with a $1,000 deductible. Pretty high. Toyota Camry, of course, these are 2024s, so it's as high as it's going to be. The Toyota Camry, 6 months, 12,000 miles, same deductible, $1,000 deductible, $714.50 for 6 months. So you're saving a couple $100 by going down to a non-electric vehicle. Probably make that up in gas savings on the electric vehicle. The difference might be, I could see myself keeping a Camry for 5, 10, 15 years because it's a nice vehicle and I wouldn't be nervous or worried about keeping a Toyota Camry that long. Whereas the IONIQ 5, I'm probably going to lease something like that or purchase it for 3 or 4 years, or maybe just go through the life of the battery and then get rid of it before the battery replacement has to occur. So have to balance that out when you're thinking about these things. What type of buyer are you, and do you keep things long term, or are you cycling cars every 3 to 5 years? It's definitely appealing compared to if you look at the used market, and the fact that if I was buying an EV, I wouldn't necessarily want to purchase one. I just wouldn't want to keep it for a long period of time. I think having something as a lease, it saves you gas mileage. Maybe it's a good commuter. You could do 10 to 12,000 miles a year and you save gas mileage. Might be a great fit for somebody, especially at $99 a month. You still have the $29.49 due at signing, and you have registration fees. In Colorado, our registration fees are pretty high, as well as tax. So once you add in tax, which I'm sure tax is based on the MSRP of 50-some thousand, you might end up spending quite a bit just up front to get into this $99 a month lease. And just to give you a little bit more information here, this seems valid. It's the IONIQ SEL all-wheel drive, $99 a month. The all-wheel drive is the dual motor. It's got a ton of torque, 440 foot-pounds, I think. Pretty quick, not quite as quick as like the Tesla Model 3, but So like he said, $29.49 due at lease signing, 24-month lease. Of course, then you have registration, tax, title, license. I did look at other states. I'll put a link in the description down below. It's a link to all of the incentives for each state. I know this is specific to Colorado because Colorado allows you to apply that $5,300.50 credit directly to the lease price or the purchase price. I think other states do that as well. The states' incentives vary from anywhere from $8,000 down to $2,500. It just depends on the state you're in. So I would imagine Hyundai is going to customize leases based on state and what they can get back from the state in this case. Curious to see if any of you can comment below and just tell me if you're in other states other than Colorado. Just see if you get an offer that comes up. It'll detect what state you're in based on your web browser location. And I'm just curious to see if you see a $99 a month lease or if you see some other variation of that, lower or higher. So the way they get to this number is they say that the lease offer includes an application of $10,000 EV lease bonus. That's the federal credit, I think $7,500 plus whatever Hyundai must be giving back, plus the $5,350 Colorado incentive. And it looks like it's actually a 12,000 mile a year lease, 20 cents per mile over that, and you have to, of course, pay for any excess wear or damage. Nice thing about this would be you don't have to worry about the battery and anything that's just standard covered under warranty. It doesn't seem like a bad deal to me. Seems like one of the better EV deals that I've seen in a long time. I'm not sure if that's because they've had some issues with the IONIQ 5 in the news and people struggling with certain things like charging problems depending on what charging station they're at. I haven't looked up all of the issues with this. It just struck me as a very cheap lease deal for a $52,000 MSRP car. There's always these hidden costs in vehicles. There would be a big registration cost, I know, for any new vehicle. Something that, like the IONIQ 5, is a $52,000 MSRP. So for Colorado, the way they base their registration rates, it's higher based on the value of the car. So because the IONIQ 5 is double the MSRP of the Camry, I would probably pay another $500 to $700 the first year I register that. So it might be $1,800 or $2,000 for the first year I register it in Colorado, whereas a Camry might be $1,000. It just depends on the car, depends on the MSRP and the weight. That's the way Colorado does it. I know other states just have flat registration fees. Colorado does not, and it's terrible. So keep that in mind when you're crunching your numbers. Let me know what you think of the video. Hopefully this helps someone. Maybe it's a great deal for somebody. I'd love to hear if there are the same or better deals in other states based on the state-specific EV tax rating. So anyway, till next time, thanks for watching.